I love to talk about God because He saved my life. I was in a really difficult situation. Right now I live on my own. And I was like, I don't know what to do. I hated my job back then and I was miserable. And I thought, with my bad feelings, with my sadness, I'm not welcome in the world, because every time someone asked me how I am, I said, right now I'm just sad. And they answered, oh no, what's the problem? Do we need to do this and this? And I was like, no, I don't feel well if you are just like, you're talking to me like that. They just couldn't never just accept that I was sad, because they thought sadness is always a bad thing. And with this sadness and misunderstanding, I just walked through the world and I was like, I don't find home, because I don't find people that just understand me. Not talking when I say something to them, but just listening. And I also was really sad because I thought, because I saw it on social media, you have to figure it out with 22 and you have to be a millionaire by 30. And I was also really driven by that, and I just realized I'm not this kind of person, and I also don't have any money to present. So if someone asks me, are you rich? I was not able to say yes, but because I'm broke right now. And I was also like, I'm sad and broke. I'm really worthless to the world. And then one day Jesus touched me and He talked to me, and I was like, what the fuck? How is this possible? And I realized it's Jesus, because it was a voice from not here where I thought, but it was a clear sentence. And I realized, oh, there's someone who's here for me. And since then, I always go for a walk, and when I'm in a field where are no houses, but just a connection to above, to the sky, I connect with Him. I connect with God. And I also brought Him my sadness and also my worries. And I told Him, the world hates me because I'm sad and broke. And He answered, you are my son, I love you. Even if you sleep under the bridge with no clothes on, there is no thing that could make me unlove you. The only thing that God hates is when you talk bad about Him, because we are 7 billion children of God. We are all children of God. And if we neglect Him, if we say, yeah, He's not our God, He's sad. He's just sad, and I understand that. And if you say, yes, you are my Lord, then He feels seen, and he knows, okay, Lawrence, he knows what's going on. And so I realized, I'm welcome with this piece of shit I am next to Him. And I was like, crazy. Because my life was running away from the pain that I'm not good enough. And then I started a YouTube channel, I started sports. I was always claiming to be a better person, better sportsman. And I realized, on the one hand, I was like, this can't be it. I was just this lovable person, and I was always kind, and this side always told me, this can't be life. But the other person was like, you need to do more, you need to impress people. And then I was so exhausted, and I realized that this is a running process, a marathon I could never escape. So I realized, when I was at the saddest point with this feeling of sadness and loneliness, and nobody accepts my state, I came to Him, and He said, even if you just have one leg, or I don't know which illness, I take you as my son, and I will always love you. And with this feeling in my heart, nothing can stop me now. And I will have my bad days, my good days. Life is hard, life is tough. And even if my tooth surgery, because I had wisdom tooth surgery, is like a long process now, and I say, fuck it, and I have bad feelings, I say, God takes away from me, and God gives to me. And what He's giving me and what He's taking away from me is not the big thing anymore, because I switched, because I thought my will, I switched it with God's will. Every time my will is here, I say, I want this, I want that. This has to happen like exactly how I think. And then every time I do this, I realize that's not good for me. And that's also not what the Lord wants from me. And funny thing, every time I feel like, okay, I have to figure it out, I go to him and I say, you have to figure it out for me. So I let him in my head. And from that moment on, I decided, because God was in my mind, from my loneliness, I want to take a football children team, like 7-year-olds from my hometown, and just train them, just have a family with them, give them good values and also discipline and sports, like they have to run and stuff. And I also founded a group where every Saturday or Sunday we just talk about God, talk about our feelings, how we are. And these things just happened like this instantly, because I was like, not my will, not what I want is important now, but who do I have to be for the world right now? And then it was, okay, I have to be someone for the kids in the football team. This just came in my head. I did never know when I was like 17 or so that I will train a football team. And it just came and it just made click, and I realized he wants me there because he wants that I develop as a person, as a father there also. And the other thing was, I really believe in him, and I felt so lonely, and I talked to other guy, and then I was like, okay, we have to open a Zoom chat for other people who want to talk about Jesus, God, and their experience and their problems, because there are so many stories that are untold. This is not the solution for living in this world. We have to speak transparently and open, and God is what really drives me at the moment, and I think tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, because he gave me a home I was always seeking, and I'm really grateful for it. And if you seek God and you feel like it's also difficult for you to leave your family, I have this vision in my head. When I was a 6-year-old kid, I was in church and I wanted to be like a worker for God. I don't know how you say it in English, but they had some white shirts and they always help with the wine and stuff during the, I don't know how you call it, during the sessions. And I have this picture in my mind. I take my hand and I will like push me forward, but my mom holds my other hand, and my father, my brother, they are next to her, and something holds me back. And this is not a picture that happened. So my mother never said to me, you're not allowed to go to God. But it was like my own hand, like, but my mother was just for the, for the picture. My own hand, like, brought me to my family all the time, because I thought, yeah, I have to be loyal to my family. I don't want to do anything that they are not doing, because they don't believe in God, or they are not really Christians like I am. And then I realized, but I feel this connection. So I go to him and I want to do this and feel this family feeling next to him, next to God, and next to other Christians and believers. And letting go of the things your family has in mind is really a tough thing, because you think you're a betrayer, but you're not. It's okay to go to God, and this is still your family. I still love my family, but it's a process to have your own reality in your head with God, and maybe they have a different reality. They don't believe in this stuff, and this is difficult because your dad and your mom, they created you, and you were dependent on them all your time, all your childhood. So you think you're not allowed to go your own way, but you have to follow their way, their path. But that's not true. And if your parents love you, they will also accept your way to Jesus. And if they don't love you and they don't accept the way to Jesus, you literally need to go to Jesus, because then your parents doesn't want any good for you. But I still think if you go to Jesus, they are fine with that. So just be courageous enough to find home where the Lord is. And that's really totally fine. And yeah, that's basically something, or just it for today, that I wanted to let you know. You're not alone. There are some guys with you, loving the message of love your neighbor and be kind, because that's what's all about in this place. And trust me, society will never applaud you. They will never applaud you. Don't think to seek any worth from the crowd. Just seek worth from him and ask him if you're a good servant, a good friend to him, a good son, because that's the only thing that matters. He will never ever bring you in a bad situation for long term. Maybe short term, because he fucks my life also. Like losing a girl, losing friends, what the fuck, that breaks my heart. But I can build it with him all the time, with glue, and fix it, because every situation, every relation he ends for me, I just have to be silent and listen to him and accept that he ended the relationship for the two of us. And he knows what he does. That's really important. If you need guidance, just let me know, text me. If you really want to be a conscious and self-confident boy or girl, man, woman, text me. This is the only important thing you need to have in your life, and also build a relationship with God. I don't need to say anything anymore. Like the video, share, and follow my channel. I wish you a happy night, happy day. Peace out.